Hi there. Okay, this is a little routine I put together to challenge one's balance, just using a small space. There's going to be some static stuff, some dynamic stuff. Most important thing is if you feel prone to a fall at all with any of the exercises, either don't do it or stand next to something that you can grab onto if you happen to lose your balance. That object needs to be solid. So a chair is maybe not the best thing, because if you're going to go down, you grab a hold of the chair, it's probably going with you. So make sure you're next to a solid countertop or a wall or something else that you can grab a hold of. Okay, let's just start with narrowing our stance, feet together. So general rule is wide base of support, easier to balance. Narrow base of support, hard base of support, harder to balance. So let's go narrow, and let's just open our gaze up to the room, take in as much as we can. Don't focus on one thing, but try to use your peripheral vision, seeing about 180 degrees. And just allow your vision to see as much of the room as possible. If you're outdoors, you have even more you can look at, and more distance you can stare off into, but most of us will do this inside. Okay, now, as long as you're comfortable with this, let's challenge this by taking the vision out of it. So go ahead and just close your eyes. And when you take the vision out of balance, it will cause you to use the other systems that go into balance. And the other two main ones other than your vision are your inner ear and your sensation or proprioception, kinesthetic awareness. So now we're tuning into our feet a little bit more, and notice how much your feet and ankles have to constantly adjust to maintain your balance. Stay relaxed throughout this process. The more you tense up, the harder it's going to be to balance. But if you feel like you're tensing up because you're scared that you might fall, then don't do it. Stop. It is not worth the potential of fall when training one's balance. Now opening my eyes, taking back in the room. Let's do some head turns. So still narrow base of support. If this is too hard, you just widen your feet a little bit. Turn to look over one shoulder. Turn to look over the other shoulder. Now right now I'm just moving my head and neck mostly, so pretty much the whole body stays still other than my head and neck. I'm turning steadily side to side. And I'm looking behind me and slightly down when I get to the end of my range of motion to each side. My knees are not totally straight as I do this. They're slightly bent, relaxed. Allows me to sink deeper into the floor. Okay, now as we do these head turns, let's let the whole torso move with it. This will enable you to look farther behind you, and it might challenge your balance a little bit more, because now you're going to feel this rotation all the way down through the whole body into the feet and ankles. Or really what I should say is it's probably starting down in your feet and ankles and coming all the way up the body out through the top of the head. Now I'm just still turning side to side. Back to my right. Back to my left. One more time to my right. All the way, big turn. One more time to my left. Big turn. Okay, back to center. Feet are going apart. Let's do a little bit of these. We're just touching opposite hand to knee. And this is mostly just to get you balancing for a second or so on each leg. One-legged balance is really, I think, the most valuable aspect of balance to work on. Can you balance on one leg? Can you maintain that balance? Can you balance on one leg while you're moving as well as while you're standing still? So right now it's just a slow march. Start to notice, do you have one leg that you have a harder time maintaining your balance on? Now a little slower. Can you hold this? Can you hold this? Again. And again. Just get one more time per side. If you can get this balance, you can even give yourself a little spinal twist like this. And now let's get your feet a little wider. Not too wide, but about hip width or so. Parallel facing forward, knees slightly bent. We're going to do this simple weight shifting exercise. If you think of this as like your center of mass, your belly button, let's shift our belly button over one leg and put most of our weight in that one leg and hold that. Shift it back to center, shift it to the other leg. Hold your weight in that leg. Torso stays upright the whole time. Try not to look down at your feet, but try to just look forward. Center. Left. Center. Right. Center. Left. Back to center. Okay, now let's add a little something to it. You're going to shift your weight to one side and turn your belly button to the opposite side. And then turn yourself back, put that foot down, shift your weight to the center. Shift to the other side, lift that leg up, turn, and turn back. This is a foundational skill in Tai Chi. So you need to be able to shift our center of mass over. We need to be able to de-weight one leg and then turn our body by turning at the hips, turning at the waist, or you end up in this position. And then you turn back and you sit down in the center, and then you come over. Now you can use this leg as a little kickstand, which is what a lot of people have to do, which is totally fine. When you shift over, you just have your toes, mostly the big toe and second toe, just as a little kickstand to pit it on. Come back. Shift, lift, turn, back, shift, lift, turn, back, shift, lift, turn, back. A couple more together. Shifting to one side, turning to the other, sitting the weight down on that leg, back. Shifting the other side, turning, lift if you can. If not, just have that little kickstand. One more to each side. Okay, now let's narrow our stance again. Now we're going to progress this from this stance we started with, and we're going to try to get into a straight line. Now this is more challenging, and if you feel vulnerable, don't do it. There is a step, one step that's easier than this, and you go here. So if this is one, if this is easier, and if this is harder, you can find the middle point between that. Alright, but I'm gonna do the inline stance. So inline, my right toe is touching my left heel, or is just off my left heel. It doesn't have to be touching, but I'm standing right in line here. And now I'm just gonna try to maintain that balance. If you like, use your arms to help you balance, but don't be tense. If you find them tense, just let them relax by your side. I'm gonna use mine like this. I'm bending both knees slightly. You'll usually find that you put more weight into your back leg. All right. Now I'm just trying to maintain this balance. I'm tuning into my feet and ankles mostly. I'm feeling what's going on there. It often helps to stare at one point while you're balancing, so try not to look down, try to look straight ahead at eye level. And if you need to stare at one place to find that balance, then go for it. Okay, now let's switch the stance. I am now putting my left foot behind my right, straight in line. They're not touching, but one's right behind the other. And now once I get my balance, I'm relaxing at the knees, keeping my torso upright, keeping my vision upright, using my arms to help me balance if need be, staying relaxed. And now I can tell, yeah, I'm bearing a little more weight in my back leg, which is my left leg. So I noticed more movement going on at that foot and ankle. I can always change that by shifting my weight a little bit more forward if I want. But I'm going to be a little bit back weighted with maybe 60% on my back and 40 on my front, something like that. There's no wrong. Head upright. Okay. Let's try this little exercise together. I want you to try to kick backwards and come back up. Kick backwards and come back up. There's this little seesawing effect at the hip. When my leg goes back behind me, my torso goes forward. This might be challenging. Once you start moving your torso like this, it does get more challenging. So what you can do if it's too difficult is you can leave that big toe on the ground and just slide it backwards. And come back up. Slide it backwards. And come back up. Again. Reach back, let the body go forward, try to keep a relative straight line through the spine. Come back up. Use your arms as need be to balance. Come back up. Go again now. I'm going to not use the ground, but you do what's right for you. It should be challenging but doable. So if you lift your leg and you're all over the place, then go ahead and use a little help by putting your big toe on the ground. Good. All right, now let's do a little moving. So I don't have a lot of space in here to move. So I'm just going to kind of talk you through it and you use whatever space you have available. right? So moving in different directions is really valuable. We always walk forward a lot, right? But we can walk sideways, we can walk backwards. So let's do a little backwards walking. I'm just gonna walk towards you, turn around, walk back. Use the space you have available. Walk slow. And try to have equal step length. You might find that because one leg has better balance than the other, you tend to have a shorter step on one side than the other. So try to have equal step length. Nice and quiet. Let's do one more round. Okay. Let's do some sideways walking. I'm leading with my right leg. I'm just walking sideways, nice and easy. I'm going back now. My feet remain facing forward the entire time. And when I go back, I don't turn around. So I lead with one leg one way and then the other leg back. Nice and quiet, bend my knees as I take that step. Get into a little bit of a squat. Now let's challenge this a little more. Let's do some braiding. Left foot behind right. Left foot in front of right. Left foot behind right. Left foot in front of right. Now let's go back. Right foot behind left. Right foot in front of left. Right foot behind left. Right foot in front of left. And again, left foot behind right. Left foot in front of right. Left foot behind right. Left foot in front of right. And back. Right foot behind left. Right foot in front of left. Right foot behind left. Right foot in front of left. Let's do one more. This is a great exercise. Left foot behind right. Right foot behind in front of left. Left foot behind right. Left foot in front of right. Tongue twister too. Right foot behind left. Right foot in front of left. Right foot behind left. And right foot in front of left. Okay, let's do the good old-fashioned walk in a straight line, which is a great balance challenge. We're gonna go right in a straight line best we can. I'm gonna not look down and just feel it, but there's nothing wrong with looking down some to see if you're on that straight line. Now I'm gonna actually go back in a straight line, but I would say if this is challenging for you, do not go backwards this way. Just go forward, just like you were doing. And try to work on getting one foot right in front of or behind the other in a real straight line where the toe and the heel either touch or come very close to touching. Let's do it again. Straight line walking, nice and slow. I'm feeling with my feet, I'm not looking down, I'm feeling that straight line, I'm feeling that heel butting right up to the toe, the big toe, the leg that it's going in front of. Now I'm going to go back again. Nice and slow, nice straight line, using my arms as needed, staying relaxed, keeping my body upright. And let's do one more of those. and then back. Okay, last couple things here. I want you to stand with your feet pretty close together. They don't have to be totally together, but pretty close together. And as long as you're comfortable with this and you don't feel vulnerable to a fall at all, I want you to turn and take a step backwards, shift that weight in that leg, and then come back. Turn, shift, come back. So this is almost like you're about to start walking somewhere, but you catch yourself and you come back. So a little one-legged balance, turn, come back. So there's these split seconds where you have to balance on one leg and turn your body, which gets more challenging for balance for sure. Once you balance on one leg and start to move, and especially start to rotate your body, then you're gonna have a harder time maintaining your balance. The larger the step you take, the harder it's going to be. So if this is challenging, just take a small little step. The slower you go, usually the harder it is. Okay, so I'm rotating left, back to center. Rotating right, back to center. Rotating and stepping left, back to center. Rotating and stepping right, back to center. Let's do 3 more per side. Left, back to center. Right, back to center. Left, back to center. Right, back to center. Last one to the left, back to center, and to the right. Back to center. Okay, final little exercise, good old-fashioned one-legged balance. You're gonna lift one leg, you're gonna let that leg relax, not be tense. You're gonna have this toe to step down with if you need it. You're gonna be just a little bent on that standing leg knee, and then you're gonna have your torso totally upright. Not looking down, looking at eye level. Staying relaxed. Let's just balance on this leg now. Feel all the movement that goes on down in the foot and ankle. You can feel how your torso might be adjusting to maintain its equilibrium. We could do this for a long time. The more the merrier on this, but we got to end at some point. So we're going to come to the other foot. Same thing. Lift, stay relaxed, touch down if need be. Torso upright. Tuning into where your body is working. Is it just foot and ankle? Is it up at the hips, the torso, the arms? Everything is fair game. Okay. I hope you stay balanced.